Hey everybody, what is going on? This is Pedro from Music by Pedro. Today, we are going to be doing a mini lesson. Now, I've had lots of people ask me to do more of these mini lessons. Sorry, I got the all up in my mouth. I got a lot of people who wanted more mini lessons. They want to learn how to get better at playing whatever instrument they play. And as you guys know, I play a lot of saxophone, play a lot of clarinet and flute. So I got a lot of requests on some tips and pointers on the bari. And so here I am getting ready to share some of my technique stuff on the bari. Now, if you don't have a bari, that's okay. A lot of this stuff will actually transfer over to whatever saxophone you play. So let me just grab it real quick and we'll get started. All right, so a lot of people have asked, do you have any tips for playing bari? I can't get the low notes to come out on the bari. That kind of stuff. So I decided to do a little bit more of a, let's turn this down a little bit. Got to loosen the strap a little bit so this thing goes down. So I decided to do it behind the scenes so that I can definitely share some do's and don'ts when it comes to the bari. So let me just double check, do a quick sound check, make sure everything works fine. Okay, give me one sec, guys. So I'm speaking a little bit louder because I have set the mic gain down so that the bari doesn't clip. So we'll be having to use my louder voice. But anyways, yeah, so we are going to be talking about tips and stuff. And one of the biggest things that I noticed with people wanting to get feedback on, bari, sax, and all that kind of stuff is, how do I get the sound better and all that kind of stuff? Well, the first thing you want to make sure that you have is the proper embouchure. Now, you can't use the same embouchure for alto sax and tenor sax because it's just not going to work. It's going to be very similar, but the biggest problem that I've seen has been how much mouthpiece you actually put in your mouth. And that in itself is a challenge because not every mouthpiece is designed the same way. On alto saxophone, which I'll talk about more later about embouchure and that kind of stuff, it's very important. You can almost kind of set one standard length. Usually I do the finger test where you take the finger, you put it right in front of your lips, and then you can adjust that so that we'll jump a little bit more into that. But anyways, most alto saxophone mouthpieces are going to be, similar in shape and size and stuff, but as soon as you get the tenor and bari, they're all different shapes, they're all different lengths. So it's very important to kind of get a general rule of thumb for your mouthpiece. And I'm going to tell you what works for me, and you're going to hear the difference between going too far in and going too far out, okay? So with the bari sax, you definitely want to be a lot less conservative on how much mouthpiece you take. And you want to go ahead and take a little bit more. If we take the same amount that we're used to on the alto, you won't be getting enough of the reed to resonate freely. So you're kind of choking a lot of the sound. For example, if you do this, you will get something a little bit more restricted like this. Now that sounds okay, but you can't really hear a lot of the overtones that make the bari sax such a beautiful instrument to listen to. So this is what I do. I normally take about anywhere between 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch more. So whereas you're normally used to taking maybe here, you see the mouthpiece here, this is about as much as most people take. I go ahead and go a little bit further, almost twice as much as a normal person would take. And that really helps open up the sound. So I'm going to play a little bit on that same setup before with less mouthpiece, and I'm going to show you what it's like to take more, okay? Okay, so now I'm going to take more mouthpiece like I normally do, and you can hear the difference, or you'll be able to hear it. Get a lot more of that bass overtones coming out. Very, very good. Okay, so if you take too much, then you're going to start getting a little bit too much of that honky sound. sounds a little bit too out of control. You can't really control that. It's just full on loud the entire time. But when you find that nice sweet spot, so when you play that low A on the bari, if you don't take enough mouthpiece, you might not be able to get the note to come out at all. And that's going to help a lot of those people who are saying, I can't get the low notes out. You got to take a little bit more mouthpiece, but you got to watch out again, not to take too much, okay? So here's the low A with that more conservative embouchure. So we're getting a lot of mixed overtones. We're getting a lot of those high ones and more of the middle stuff. We're not getting that bass. As soon as you take a little bit more mouthpiece, though, you definitely hear it. And you could even I could even sometimes on purpose, I'll take a little bit more mouthpiece so I can get it to resonate even more. Okay? But the most important lesson from today that you want to get is you want to play around with your embouchure, okay? One quick little thing that I want to go over is the shape of your mouth. And when you play saxophone, whether you're playing soprano, alto, tenor, bari, bass, whatever, the important thing is to not keep your lips straight when you're playing. So you don't want to look like this when you're playing. This is putting a lot of pressure all the way across. I know I look goofy. It's putting a lot of pressure all the way across. You want to think as if you were blowing on a big straw, and you want to have that syllable or that shape as if you were saying the syllable ooh, okay? So instead of playing like this, think about that ooh. Okay? You're bringing more of the corners of your mouth into the mouthpiece. It's going to help shape your sound, give you a little bit more of a rounded sound. Whereas if you go with that straight lip like that, your sound's going to thin out. You're not going to get all the pretty sounds that the saxophone is known for, okay? So, again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. If you guys have any questions, more questions on the bari, or if you have any other ideas on any sort of mini lesson that you'd like for me to work with you on, definitely drop it in the comments below. You guys know that I do read them, and I reply to almost, I think I'm getting close to 100% of them. So thank you guys, as always, for watching. Have an awesome Thursday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.